is up, you guys? Film fan 0599 here again, and today I got something of a little different of a video. This is a series I want to try and do. I'm not going to officially confirm if this is a series or not, but it is something I want to try and do for the channel and bring more content and some more wrestling content because, you know, I want to talk about wrestling on this channel. So today is quite possibly the first installment of how I would book. I would take a wrestler, a certain storyline I want to see, possibly even pay-per-view that I want to do, and look at the way that I would want to book it, see how I would want to book this certain scenario or the certain thing that's happening. I would like to try and book it this way. So it's pretty much how I would do it. And for the first installment today, we're going to be doing Finn Bálor from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. Finn Bálor is my current favorite wrestler in the WWE right now. I think he is the best thing that is going for the company right now, and he is the best wrestler going in the company right now. And I really want him to do, you know, something big this year. I really want him to have a very, very big moment this year, to be honest. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how I would book this man from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. And we're going to see what we, get out of this. And maybe, hopefully, probably this won't happen. But you know what? Hopefully it will. Hopefully, somehow WWE sees this video and is like, maybe we should book it this way. Highly doubt that would ever happen, but you never know. But we will see. I'm ready. I got my demon shirt on. Let's do this. Let's talk about how I would book Finn Bálor from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, starting off with, of course, the Royal Rumble. Alright, so here we go. Now, I'm not going to go through the entirety of the Royal Rumble match. I'm just going to talk about things that involve Finn Bálor into this matchup. So, Finn Bálor is going to come in at number 5. Why number 5? For one, it's my personal favorite number. And two, I would like to see Finn Bálor be in there for a very long time. I would like to see him try to, be in there for a long time. Try to, compete in that way. I know he came in at like number 1 or 2 last year. So he's kind of, going in another small number again. But Rey Mysterio used to, before, 2011 and, 2017, before, this decade, Rey Mysterio will always come in, at very small numbers. He would always come at, 1, 2, 4. He would never come in at, the later numbers until, this decade. So, why not? Why not have Finn Bálor once again come in at, a small number? And let's do number 5, because, like I said, it's my favorite number. I think it would just be very cool. So, he's in there for a very long time. He eliminates some guys. He gets beat up pretty badly, and there's many times where he's almost eliminated. But he does survive, and he does get to the final 3. And that final 3 will be Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and of course, Finn Bálor. These are the 3 guys that everybody really wants to win the Royal Rumble, so why not have them the final 3? Why not have these 3 as the final 3 superstars? I know it's 3 Raw guys and no SmackDown guys in the final 3, but these are the guys that everybody wants to win the Rumble, so why not? Let's have them as the final 3, and they all just go at it for a very long time. Now, Finn came in at number 5, so he is tired as hell. He is exhausted. Seth only came in at number 23, so he's good. And Drew McIntyre is the one that came out the latest out of the 3 of them. He came in at number 27. So, they're all so McIntyre and Rollins is a bit tired, but not too much. McIntyre's still kind of fresh. He only came in at number 27. And Finn's just exhausted, because he came at number 5. He's lasting this long. So, they're all beating the hell out of each other. It's a pretty good battle. It goes on for a while, the final 3. It does. It goes on for kind of a while. So, Finn Bálor's on the ground. He was trying to go for the coup de grace on Seth Rollins. That didn't work out too well for him. He gets super kicked in the face, and instead of throwing Finn over the top rope, Rollins tries to go for a frog splash. But McIntyre comes in, bam, hits him with the Claymore. Rollins goes falling off the rope and gets eliminated. So Rollins is out of there. We're down to 2. We're down to McIntyre and Bálor. So McIntyre and Bálor are the final 2 in this year's Royal Rumble match. Now, like I said before, and like I keep on stating, Bálor is exhausted. And McIntyre, for one, is still kind of fresh, and 2, he's at a much larger size than Bálor, so this is not a good situation for him. So this final 2 does go on for, I won't say it goes on for a very long time, but it does go on for a couple of minutes. And basically Bálor's trying every way in his ways to try and, fight off Drew McIntyre, because like I said, he's still kind of fresh, and for one, he's much bigger than him. So they're fighting off, and right when McIntyre's about to eliminate Bálor, he's right there, he's about to do it. He gets caught, he slips, he gets caught, he hits him with the sling blade, and clotheslines him, but McIntyre's still on the apron. So Bálor tries to go for like a running move on him, but he gets thrown over the top rope. But however, he also lands on the apron. So now both guys are on the apron. This is not a good situation for either men. So now they're both fighting on the apron, basically trying to fight until one of them goes down. And McIntyre, he tries to go for Bálor's like on the top, like on like the ring post, like kind of where the ropes are and crap. And McIntyre tries going for a move, but Bálor moves out of the way. Bálor drop kicks McIntyre, and McIntyre goes falling off of the apron, and Bálor wins the Royal Rumble. So Bálor has won the Royal Rumble matchup. There we go. Now he gets an opportunity to face the Universal or WWE Champion at WrestleMania. And Finn is very ecstatic, but also exhausted as hell, because he lasted from 5 until now. So Finn Bálor is now going to WrestleMania. I can't really say going to the main event of WrestleMania, because it hasn't really felt like that anybody goes to the main event of WrestleMania anymore, but unless your name is John Cena. But and Finn Bálor, Troy Caruso, I guess, that's who's the interviewer we'll put in the ring to interview him about it. So she comes in, she's like, congratulations, Finn Bálor, you won the Royal Rumble, but the question is who are you going to fight at WrestleMania? And Finn Bálor, now we're all assuming he's going to challenge for the Universal title to, get his rematch for the Universal title at WrestleMania. And then Finn's like, I could go for the obvious choice and go for the Universal title at WrestleMania, get back what I didn't have for very much long, and get back at WrestleMania. And we're thinking, he's going to say it. He's going to be like, I want my Universal title back at WrestleMania. But then he drops a bombshell on us. He says, but I want real competition. Which is why I'm going to SmackDown Live and I'm challenging the WWE Champion. The place just erupts. The place just loses their minds. Finn Bálor is going to SmackDown Live to challenge for the WWE Championship. This is monumental, and this is huge. So, that ends the night. That's what ends the Royal Rumble, and we are just ecstatic to see what happens on both Raw and SmackDown the next night. So, and that's what we're going to talk about next, so let's go on to that. So, it's 2 nights later on SmackDown Live. As for Bálor's final thing on Monday Night Raw, he has a good send-off. He has a match against Drew McIntyre, a no-holds-barred match or something. He beats him in it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really think of that one too much, but that happens. Let's just go with that. So on 2 nights later on SmackDown Live, it is Bálor's first night as a SmackDown Live superstar. He comes out to a massive, massive ovation. Everyone gets up on their feet for Finn Bálor. This is a big moment. This is the hottest he's probably has ever been in his entire career. He's won the Royal Rumble. He's now on SmackDown Live, and he's challenging the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. And Bálor's in the ring. He's excited to be on SmackDown Live, face new competitors. Face real competition. He's excited as hell, and he cannot wait to get his hands on the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Then Daniel Bryan comes out, who is, of course, as of right now, the current WWE Champion. And Daniel Bryan's like, Bálor, I've seen you before, you're a great competitor, all this, all that, but you're not worthy enough to face me, and this is why you're going to fail at WrestleMania, because you're not at the level of as a competitor as me. Pretty much something like that. And Balor's like, I've got every tool in my body to defeat you at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. And this is, as of right now, what is the match at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan versus Finn Bálor for the WWE Championship. But the thing is, though, Daniel's got to defend that title inside the Elimination Chamber. Well, at Elimination Chamber. And the competitors that are going to be in this Elimination Chamber are AJ Styles, Mustafa Ali, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and Jeff Hardy. That's who Daniel Bryan has to defend this title against inside the Elimination Chamber. Now, as for what Finn Bálor is going to be doing at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, he's just going to be in like a small little feud with Andrade Cien Almas. Really just the start of this feud. It's not going to be nothing major or nothing big or anything like that, but like, the little start to this feud is that Andrade Cien Almas, like, he doesn't care that, Finn Bálor won the Royal Rumble. He doesn't like the fact that he's just come on to his show and, getting all these opportunities already while he's been here for months. And, he hasn't gotten a single big opportunity yet. So, basically, that's just the start of the whole feud. It's nothing big, nothing too major or anything. And they have a match at Elimination Chamber. So, it is going to be very interesting to see what happens on the SmackDown side of things with Elimination Chamber. And I guess we get into that now. So now we're at Elimination Chamber. To fix on what's going on with Finn Bálor and Andrade Cien Almas, they have a nice matchup with each other. It's nice, just one-on-one competition. We probably will get a great match out of the two of them. They're both fantastic competitors, so we will probably get a great match out of it. It's nothing too special, nothing too, major or anything. Finn Bálor obviously does get the victory here, build some momentum, going into his title match and all that, but it would be a nice little matchup between the two, and I think they would put on a great contest. So that's with that. Now on to what is the meat of this whole thing, the meat of the bone with this whole thing, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Now, to remind you who's in this, we got Daniel Bryan, who's the champion, of course. We got AJ Styles, we got Mustafa Ali, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and Jeff Hardy. Now, to kind of play off of what's going on in this entire match, stuff like that, I would have Mustafa Ali and Randy Orton start off the match. That's who's going to start off this matchup here. And the pods is going to be Joe, Hardy, Bryan, and Styles. Then the next one to come out is going to be Hardy. Hardy comes out next. He'll be the one that comes out next. Then Styles will come out next. That's who's going to be the next guy. Then it will be Joe that comes out of his pod, and Daniel Bryan will be the last guy that comes out of his pod. And nobody will be eliminated this time. All 6 competitors will be in the ring once this happens. So now it's just a brawl. All 6 men are like fighting each other, and it's pretty great. Now this is when the eliminations start happening. Randy Orton is the first man eliminated, and he's eliminated by AJ Styles. AJ Styles gets a sneaky, like, kind of roll-up pin on Randy Orton, and that's how he's eliminated. And Randy is pretty fierce about that, and we've been hearing rumors that they might do a feud between AJ Styles and Randy Orton at WrestleMania, so why not have it start here? And Randy Orton just attacks AJ Styles even after being eliminated. He hits an RKO onto Styles and gets out of the Elimination Chamber, setting up basically their feud. And as you can tell, Styles is the next one eliminated as Samoa Joe went for the pin after Randy Orton did the RKO. So, Styles is the next one gone. We're down to 4. Then the next one gone after that will be Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe gets a pretty devastating elimination. First, Hardy hits the Swanton Bomb onto him. Then Mustafa Ali hits the 504 on him, and that's what gets him eliminated. Mustafa Ali gets the pin for it. So Samoa Joe is eliminated. Now we're down to 3. We're down to Bryan, Ali, and Hardy. That's who we're down to in this final three. So this final three kind of goes on for a little bit. I'm not going to have anybody eliminated right away. This kind of goes on for a bit. And it's a very great, kind of almost triple threat match like with these three. And, you know, we don't know who's going to get eliminated next. It's kind of back and forth. Like, it's almost scary of who's going to get eliminated next. And it's a pretty nice back and forth matchup. But the person that does get eliminated next is unfortunately Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali tries to go for a huge move on Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan catches him and hits him with the running knee, and that's how Mustafa Ali is eliminated. So, the final two in this are Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy. I'm pretty sure 95% of you know where this is going. So, these two men are the final two in this Elimination Chamber match, and, you know, they do go at each other for a little bit. Bryan hits the heel hook on Hardy during this encounter, but Hardy doesn't want to give up. So these two are kind of going at it. Hardy tries to go for the twist of fate onto Bryan, but he doesn't really connect with it. He goes running into the post by Daniel Bryan, and and Bryan tries to go for the running knee. So we do think that this is signaling the end. But Hardy catches him with a nice drop kick to the head, in midair, let me mind you, while he's trying to do the running knee, and gets back up immediately, like, he's almost like, okay, this is my opportunity, gets him, twist of fate, hits him with the twist of fate, then goes to the top of the turnbuckle, not necessarily as fast, because he's kind of exhausted, he came in as, like, the third person in this Elimination Chamber, so he goes up to the top turnbuckle, bam, hits him with the Swanton Bomb, 1, 2, 3. Hardy is the WWE Champion once again. And everybody in the audience just goes crazy because Hardy is back at the momentum he was years ago. And it's an amazing moment. Hardy is in the ring. He cannot believe that he is once again at the top of the mountain in WWE. And he is the WWE Champion. It's a huge celebration. Then Finn Balor's music hits. And Finn Balor stands out onto the stage. And they just look at each other. Because now the match at WrestleMania is Jeff Hardy versus Finn Balor for the WWE Championship. A dream matchup that people have wanted for years. Is going to happen at the grandest stage of them all. Now for the fallout of Elimination Chamber. Now for the fallout at Elimination Chamber, the next night Hardy comes out to the ring, continues his celebration from Elimination Chamber, and Hardy is excited to be at the top of the mountain once again. Be the man that he was back in 2008 to 2009. He loves it. He is grateful for all of his fans, thanks to each and every one of them. It's kind of a typical, babyface championship victory, celebration. But, it's a feel-good moment because it's great to see Hardy at this level that he was back in 2008, 2009. But he knows what's ahead at WrestleMania. And that is the extraordinary man that does extraordinary things, Finn Balor. And he knows this. And he's not taking Balor for granted. He knows what he's capable of, but he says he will emerge still WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Before he can ever even get a single other word out, Daniel Bryan comes out, who is the former champion. And Daniel Bryan is basically demanding the fact that he wants a title match, he wants his rematch, before Balor even gets a championship match at WrestleMania. Now, since the whole rematch clause thing is no longer a thing in WWE, here's what Mr. McMahon does. He makes a triple threat match for later on tonight where Daniel Bryan will go one-on-one in a triple threat match. He'll go against Samoa Joe and Mustafa Ali in a triple threat match to determine who faces Jeff Hardy for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. As it is obvious, Daniel Bryan does win this triple threat match. And Daniel Bryan will fight for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. And Finn Balor is not seen tonight until this final moment. We see Finn Balor coming out to the ring, once again, looking into Hardy's eyes once again, and, just offering his hand. a handshake. And that's all we get. That's all we get. Just Finn Balor comes out for that and just leaves. Building some tension. There's something there. And, and during the weeks of this, we find out that Finn Balor is actually going to be the special guest referee for this championship match at Fastlane. So I guess we might as well get into what happens at Fastlane. So now it's Hardy versus Bryan for the title at Fastlane with Finn Balor as the special guest referee for this matchup. And we do get a pretty nice matchup between the two. I do think it's very obvious of who's winning this, but I do think the two men do pull off a great matchup between the two. And, having Finn Balor as a special guest referee does kind of add some tension, and that's what does happen in this matchup. There is tension there, because Finn Balor does kind of get in the way with these two sometimes. There's confrontations that he has with not just Hardy, but even Bryan during the matchup as well. And it's great, and I really like that. And, these two would have a nice matchup between each other. Daniel would lock in the, he's not no longer calling it the S-lock, so I think he's calling it the lapel lock again. And, he locks that in. Hardy is struggling to try and get to the rope. Even at one point in the match, Hardy hits a swanton bomb, but Bryan actually kicks out of it. So we would get a nice little matchup between the two of them for this championship. And ultimately, Hardy would retain the title in this match. And then after the matchup, the two just, the tension is hotter than ever. These two just look at each other and they see the WrestleMania sign and they look at the WWE title and they know what's coming. The next pay-per-view is WrestleMania, and the matchup is it's coming. And just the tension there. Just the tension is just building. Now, nothing necessarily happens just yet. Nothing too big happens just yet. We'll get to that once we get to SmackDown Live and stuff like that. But just to end off the pay-per-view, we have the two once again just staring at each other and just looking at the WWE Championship, knowing what's coming at the pay-per-view. Now for the fallout of Fastlane and the rest of the build-up towards WrestleMania. Now on the next night, well, not the next night because it's Sunday's not on Tuesday, so tonight, after Sunday, Tuesday isn't. You get the point. 2 nights after Fastlane. So Finn Balor, he knows who he's facing at WrestleMania now. Now he knows it's officially Jeff Hardy at WrestleMania. And this is something that he has wanted for a very long time. And, everyone, he's like, everyone compares me to Jeff Hardy. Everyone, says, oh, I'm going to be the next Jeff Hardy, and all that. But he doesn't want that. He wants to be his own man. He wants to be just the first Finn Balor. And he's going to prove that at Mania when he defeats him for the WWE title. But then Daniel Bryan comes out again. Daniel Bryan has been intertwined into this feud a couple times. So Daniel Bryan is, he's furious that he lost again. He wants another shot. And Finn Balor's like, you got your shot. It's my turn now. And at Mania, I'm taking the WWE title. And Bryan's like, what are you facing? Were you scared to face me or something? And, pretty much they get into kind of an argument and stuff like that. And Finn Balor's, alright, you want another shot at the WWE title? Fine. You beat me tonight, and you're added to the championship match at WrestleMania. So, that way, we can get the dream match between Finn Balor and Daniel Bryan as well. So, there you go. So, tonight on SmackDown, it's going to be Finn Balor versus Daniel Bryan to see if Finn Balor wins, he keeps his championship match. It's just going to be him versus Hardy. If Bryan wins, it's now a triple threat match at Mania. And Hardy does watch this matchup at ringside. He is at ringside when this matchup is going on. And Finn Balor and Bryan do have a great one-on-one matchup with each other. This would be a pretty great matchup. Honestly, even for SmackDown Live standards, I think this would be just an all-out great matchup. And it would be very suspenseful too, because you don't know exactly who's going to win, to be honest. I want it to be one of those matches. I actually want to make it feel like Bryan could actually get himself into this championship matchup at WrestleMania. It would be a nice back-and-forth contest between the two. And, you know, there are almost moments where Bryan does win and almost moments where Bálor does win. It's a nice competitive back and forth matchup between the two. But ultimately, Finn Bálor does get the victory and keeps his one-on-one championship match at WrestleMania. So now, it's over. Now you think Bálor and Hardy are just going to stare at each other again. You know, they're just going to not do much. Hardy holds up Bálor's hand. Then Hardy hits a twist of fate on to Bálor. Now this is not a heel turn. This is not a heel turn. No one, I will say in this matchup, nobody's heel in this matchup. They kind of do things to one-up each other, but no one's ever a heel in this situation. Hardy is just simply sending a message to Bálor. Just showing that he is still someone that is not to be messed with. And showing why he is the champion. So, you know, and that's what happens throughout these weeks of build-up towards WrestleMania. Them trying to one-up each other. And now, let me mind you, none of them ever do their top rope finishers to each other until Mania. That's the thing I want to make something kind of cool. Bálor doesn't go for the coup de grace onto Hardy at all during this build-up, and Hardy doesn't go for the swanton at all during this build-up. I want it to be a nice little thing for that. So they only hit their signature moves on each other. Like Hardy will just hit the Twist of Fate, or like Bálor will hit the Sling Blade. And that's what happens. We see throughout the weeks they're trying to one-up each other, basically. Trying to one-up each other in the best ways possible. It's a nice little build-up going towards WrestleMania. And like I said, nobody's heel in this sort of scenario. They're both face. But they're just, all they're doing is just one-upping each other. And it's a kind of a nice little back and forth that we see during the build-up to this during WrestleMania. I think it would be nice and fun to see that before Mania. And then when we get to the back daddy of them all, be a nice little interesting feud to see where it goes from there. Speaking of that, I think we should finally talk about the WrestleMania match of a lifetime, Hardy versus Bálor for the WWE Championship. Okay, so now we're here. All this build-up, all of this that has led to everything. We're here. From the Royal Rumble to now, we are at WrestleMania. Finn Bálor is getting his opportunity for the WWE Championship, and it's against Jeff Hardy. Now, this is the only matchup I'm really going to talk about in kind of full detail. So here we go. So, let's start off with the entrances. Finn Bálor is the first one to come out. He's the challenger, so he's going to be the first one to come out. Finn Bálor comes out in full demon mode. Finn Bálor is in demon mode for this matchup. And we see him in the demon makeup and stuff like that, and it is a huge entrance. We would have kind of like disciples of his, like kind of other demons and stuff like that, like smoke is coming from everywhere. Like it would be an almighty just kind of great entrance for him. It would be spectacular. It would be awesome, and you just see him drenched in demon makeup. He is ready for tonight. And Hardy's name is actually written across his stomach. Like it says Hardy. Like in all these like cryptic letters and stuff. It'd be pretty cool. So that's how he's going to look. That's how his entrance is going to be. Then we got Hardy, the champion. We hear no more words. This is where the song comes back. At WrestleMania, we hear no more words. He is in full 2008 to 2009 attire. This is old. This is like old school, like singles competitor Jeff Hardy. Like he is in tank top, armband, like classic face paint, the No More Words song in the background. And I know WWE's not doing pyro anymore, but I would have him use pyro for this because it is a special occasion. So he does get pyro during this entrance. And you know, it's a big cathedral entrance for Hardy as the WWE Champion. And then they're both in the ring, just staring off each other. The WWE Championship is, you know, raising above their heads. And I would have this, yes I would, have this as the main event of WrestleMania. And they just raise the title up in the air. They're both across the ring from each other. The bell rings, and here we go. Hardy Bálor for the WWE Championship. The charismatic enigma versus the demon. Let's get it. and these two just go at it. Now, I would have this just be a singles match. I wouldn't have this be like a TLC match or like a ladder match or anything like that, or like an Extreme Rules match. I want this to be just a nice competitive matchup between the two. I don't think a necessarily extreme stipulation is needed for this match. I do think these two are great enough to put on just this great one-on-one matchup with each other. And it is insane what happens in this matchup. They're both basically, it's back and forth. You know, Hardy is striking onto Bálor many times in the matchup. Bálor is just one-upping him at almost every point. And, you know, of course, what you would get from this matchup, these two do go for some high risky maneuvers, and we do see that at some points during the matchup. Hardy tries going for, you know, a diving leg drop onto Bálor. He kind of gets it on him. Bálor goes for some diving moves as well. You know, it would be just a nice competitive matchup between the two of them, mixed in with some great high-octane, high spots, considering these two are some of the greatest high flyers that the WWE has ever seen. And it would be cool to see them just going at it and just going against each other, taking whatever risk they need to take in order to win the WWE Championship and beat each other in that. Now, I won't have them kick out of their finishers too much. They get eliminated of 2. I'll say that. Hardy hits the Swanton one time, Bálor kicks out. Bálor hits the coup de grace on Hardy one time, Hardy does kick out. And so they do get at least like one time, at least, kicking out of each other's finishers. I know I said 2, but I'll do 1 instead. Because I do not want to take, because that's been my biggest issue with finishers nowadays, is that they kick out of them so many times that kind of just derails the factor of a finisher. So I'll only have it do, and plus this is at WrestleMania 2, so it adds more suspense. So I'll only have them do it 1 time. So whoever hits their finisher next, that's it. The matchup is done. And there are a couple times where, you know, Hardy hits the Twist of Fate, but that's not his finisher, so that's fine. And there's a couple times where Bálor hits the Sling Blade, and they both try to go for their maneuvers, but they miss because they either roll out of the ring or, you know, they catch them at the moment they're trying to do it. So, you know, it's the awesome matchup. I do think these two would put on a spectacular main event at WrestleMania, and it just would be an awe-inspiring thing to witness. I would be lost for words if I saw this matchup, like, on television at WrestleMania. Like, it would be incredible. And now Hardy does try to go for the Swanton. Now we think Hardy is about to win. He's about to win the matchup. Goes for it. Bálor moves out of the way. Bálor hits the Sling Blade one last time. Bálor goes to the top turnbuckle. Bálor hits the coup de grace onto Jeff Hardy. 1, 2, 3. Bálor is the WWE Champion. Finn Bálor has just won the WWE title in what was an awe-inspiring matchup, and what a moment it would be for Bálor. Bálor is finally world champion again, and Bálor is on top of the mountain in WWE, and he beat one of the all-time greats in order to do so. And it's a great celebration for Finn Bálor, and what a moment it would be. And Hardy gets up, and he shakes his hand and raises Finn Bálor, kind of almost passing the torch to him in a way. It would be one of those moments where he's passing the torch to Finn Bálor, because we don't know how much time Hardy has left in WWE. So this is kind of would be a nice little passing of the torch moment between the two. They hug it out, you know, and Finn Bálor has his moment to celebrate as the WWE Champion. I would have him have a very kind of a nice little reign with the title, and don't make him lose it in a day or something, but I do think he would have a nice little reign as the WWE Champion, and just that moment of him winning the title, beating Hardy, and just celebrating at WrestleMania would be such a magical moment. Like, from him just struggling to try and get another world championship opportunity, to him winning, to outlasting everybody from number 5 until the end at the Royal Rumble, and winning and just overcoming every obstacle in order to become world champion again. It would be a nice moment to reminisce in, and it would be honestly one of the best moments in WrestleMania history. And that's it. that is how I would book Finn Balor from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I enjoyed, talking about how I would book, Finn Balor from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. And yeah, this was a ton of fun. So yeah, definitely had a good time with this. And it was actually a lot more fun than I anticipated it to be. So this was awesome. Had a good time with it. So, along with telling me how you feel about this video, in the comment section below, I would love to know if I do want to do more of these, what should I do for how I would book? Please leave in the comment section below. And I'm FilmFan0599, and to sleep me, brother.